Yes.
Why don't we go to old school and have traffic enforcement and have our police officers stop speeders and reckless drivers?
Great question.
And you said you opposed that before.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
I've never said that.
We have it on record, and also you have it
I'd
on...
love for you to show it to me. But DDOT is taking all feedback, so make sure you share
No,
it.
but you're the council member, so Altieri and our chief just do the traffic stops. We have 18th Street, we have speeders, and we have 3 schools.
Oh, well,
And on South...
MPD doesn't have the capacity right now, but they are doing periodic stops.
We needed more. That's what worked before.
We do need it more.
And you're
I applaud the new chief for facilitating that.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's a capacity issue, and so the chief has to determine, is it better to have people pulling over cars or stopping someone from committing a robbery?
I mean, they were doing donuts yesterday on South Dakota. It was like
Unacceptable.
it was like they were making fun of you directly, fun of this.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable.
And we have 4D and 5D, so we have 2 districts.
We have 3D, 4D, and 5D.
Oh, with South Dakota?
Oh, not South Dakota. I thought you meant in
Yeah, South Dakota, and it's also the best way to get guns off the streets and the bad guys off the streets.
Traffic stops.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It works. That's what worked before
I
COVID.
won't get any opposition from me for having MPD to do stops.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Some people are skeptical of that, and I acknowledge that as your councilman. Not because of DDOT, but often what I hear from Ward 5 neighbors is it feels like things are happening to me via government versus happening with me. Testing. Testing, testing. We're going to keep going. Testing. All right, we're going to keep going. We're going to try and get the audio controlled. I recognize the anxiety, the skepticism, and the frustration that many people feel. Believe me, I share that frustration dealing with DC government sometimes, just frankly. All that to say, as your council member, I can assure you, I will do everything I can working with DDOT, and I have found them to be a great partner. The director is here. Director Kershbaum has been a great partner in being responsive to the needs of our community. We kicked off this conversation Thursday with a virtual meeting. We're having this in-person meeting today. If it is important for us to have additional meetings, I'm happy to do that with DDOT's partnership. And I'm not looking at my friends at DDOT. That may cause some stress. I'm sorry about that. But the point I want to make is we want to hear from you. But what I would ask, respectfully, is that we try our best for this not to become a cars versus bikes debate. That is very tempting to do, and I would say let's keep coming back to the fact, how do we make South Dakota safer for everybody that lives in Ward 5 and travels along that corridor, including our young people that go to school here and next door. That is the goal. How do we make South Dakota safer? A few other things I will say, and then I will pass the mic and I'll get out of the way. Last year, we secured funding to improve safety on South Dakota. That will start with a study. So this is not some haphazard approach that DDOT is leading. They're going to talk more about this. It is an iterative process where they are going to conduct a study. They're going to come back and share the findings of that study in similar formats like this. They're going to get more feedback, and they'll share their timeline. But I can stress to you, while I can't stress the outcome, because it will be informed by your feedback, I can stress to you that everybody will have an opportunity to have their voice heard. Last thing I will say is, in this year's budget, we secured funding for a study of Michigan Avenue. I think that is a net positive. We are finding ways to make our roadways safer. We know that Maryland drivers, Virginia drivers routinely speed through our communities, they cut through our neighborhoods, they disobey our laws. We are also trying to find ways to crack down on out-of-state drivers. We have passed legislation to empower the Attorney General to sue out-of-state drivers because, as you know, we don't have reciprocity with our neighboring states. That is a fancy way of saying we cannot hold them accountable for speeding through your streets and putting your lives at danger. So DDOT has a task with how do we keep district residents safe, and what we are all trying to do is how can we prevent opportunities from out-of-state drivers putting all of us in harm's way. I will be here. I want to say my team members are here. If Connor can wave his hand in the back, Melissa, I don't know where she's at, but she may be out in the front. If you have not already, please sign up for our newsletter. We send out a weekly newsletter with all information. Some neighbors say, oh, I didn't know about these meetings. We have advertised it weekly. I know everyone is not reading a listserv or newsletter. That is also why just yesterday my team was out canvassing, myself included, knocking on doors, passing out leaflets to neighbors on and around South Dakota so that we can get the word out as much as possible. We want everyone's feedback. So if you haven't signed up for our newsletter, you can share your contact information. We won't spam you, but it's our way of sharing important updates about this project and others. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Director Kershbaum, who again...
Imagine that our council member will say, I like reckless drivers.
No, he doesn't want MPD to do traffic stops.
Maybe he wants something else.
But MPD is only one of the lawful authority. All right, thanks.